Hey everybody, and welcome to another model building workshop. I'm Mr. Allen, coming to you from the basement of the Smith Hill Library here in Providence, Rhode Island, in the activity room here. And today we're going to be talking about this kit by Das Werk, which is a subdivision of Amusing Hobby. This kit's from 2020, and this is, well, it's going to be difficult for me to pronounce this, so I'm just going to show you what it is. And the price I got on it, too. This is on sale. So, yeah. So this is the... it's a mouthful what that is. So, I did look up some information on it. This is from the tankencyclopedia.com. So, it's the Panzer Farlafet, I guess. I'm not good with German. So, essentially, it's a 50 millimeter Pak 38 gun, and it is sitting on a munitions schlepper. Let's give you a little background on this. So according to the tankencyclopedia.com, it said the German army had seen a need to equip the motorized infantry and airborne units with a cheap, light, and mobile anti-tank vehicle. And this was given to Rheinmetall Borsig. They were tasked with designing such a vehicle. And there were some problems with this right off the bat because it's the using the 50 millimeter Pak 38, which was not the most effective anti-tank gun in World War II for the Germans. And they built two of these as they built two prototypes, and then the program stopped. So again, the idea was to help motorized infantry divisions and airborne units to come up with something that they could easily transport and move around that had a decent anti-tank gun. And they used the VK302, which is a Borgward Panzer munitions schlepper. So it was a munitions tractor vehicle that they decided to add a 50 millimeter gun to. That's the short of it. And I got a few photos here that show the very cramped fighting compartment in there. And it has this fun device in the back to help with the recoil. Go there. So they were testing out two of these, and I guess according to this source, once they were done with the testing of the prototypes, they decided to send them out for combat evaluations. And the two that they built went out to the 19th Panzer Division, and not much is known how effective or how they work, because those reports and assessments are kind of lost to history, as it says here. So let's look at this kit. So sometimes it's fun, you wander into a hobby shop and just browse the shelves, you find something surprising, because I did not know of this kit. I wasn't aware of even the company. And so this is something that sat on the shelf and went, hey, what is that? And that's sometimes the fun of going to a shop, because as much as I browse the internet and look at different magazines and model sources, sometimes you miss things, and I did not know of this kit, and I saw it there and I thought, what is this? And my first reaction was, this is probably a paper Panzer. And Amusing Hobby, because I did see Amusing Hobby on the box, they have a tendency to put out a lot of what-if vehicles, the paper Panzers, things that were still being worked on drawing boards in Germany and other countries too, because they have a few other prototype and so forth, tanks and vehicles that are in their line of models. So I did a quick internet search while I was in the shop just to get a little bit of an idea, and I came across that article there from the Tank Encyclopedia. So yeah, as I said, 2 of these were built and were tested out in combat. Let's look at the kit. Because in any case, I mean, just looking at the box art, they look pretty good regardless. I just thought, well, what is that? I gotta try this. Cool looking, right? And I can also tell by looking at it that this is gonna be very, very small. So you get a nice color instruction book here, which if anything might be too nice, and I'll show you. Because they try to make it look like it's rustic paper, and by doing so, they have these like water spots or whatever that are meant to look cool, but they're a little distracting when you're trying to read instructions. And they're not bad instructions, although those diagrams are a little tiny. And the parts are kind of tiny as well. It starts getting a little complicated to see here. Although it doesn't look like it's that bad, other than the fact that the parts are small. There's the assembly of the 50mm gun. And then the tracks are Lincoln length. And this style of tread, which I think is part of the appeal. This the Borgward tractor looking thing. And then we get a few different painting and decal options, which I would say are hypothetical. Well, they're pretty nice looking. I don't know if any of these are accurate at all. I'm going to guess they're not. That's one here too. But, you know, it's your model. Have fun, right? You can do whatever you want. So the bulk of the photos I'd seen in that, you know, this article, hard to tell if that's in dark yellow or dark gray. I'm thinking they're probably dark gray since these were built. These are around in 41 to 42. Let's see. Yeah, they built 2 vehicles by the start of July of 42, so they probably would have been in a dark gray overall. By the time they sent them out to the 19th Panzer Division, which I believe was, according to that article, I think around August of 43, whether they repainted them the dark yellow or not, it's hard to tell. Who knows? So that, we'll leave it up to you to come up with how you think it should be. So, yeah, this is going to be the size of it. That's the hull of a Borgward. All right? I love the name Borgward. It sounds great. It sounds like something out of Star Trek. So it's going to be a very tiny vehicle. But for me, that was the appeal. You got the big gun shields there. Little tiny pieces, but they look like they're really nicely molded. Whole bottom. Look at the tiny wheels. This is looking like a 1/72nd scale tank, not a 1/35th scale one, but that's what it is. And these are all the armor plates for the gun shield. And we get running gear and the tracks there. And then what there is of decals, which are very few really. And that's what's in the box. Yeah, it's going to be tiny. So despite the fact that it has a lot of really small pieces to it, it doesn't look like it's going to be that hard to build. I may have a different assessment after I build it, but it doesn't look too bad to me, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to put this together. I do have some questions on some of this when you're looking at, the instructions of the inside here. They do have a lot. I can find it now. Yeah, because they show the side armor plates, and you can see that there's stick grenades put in there and other supplies of that sort. But I don't really see where the ammunition storage is, and if that was even in the vehicle or outside the vehicle, or if there was another schlepper behind it that actually carried the ammo. Because I don't really see any racks for storing. Unless it's in this part behind it, maybe? I don't know. Of course, there's not any room in there to store much anyway, so that would be my question. Where did the ammo go, and how many shells could that thing carry? Anyway, so that's our quick look at this fun kit from Das Werk. Looks like it'll be quite the fun little treat to put together, and thought I'd share that with you. And that's our discussion for today. All right. Stay safe, keep building. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye now.